Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. This is Catfish Solution Academy. That means a sub-body of Catfish Solution Fisheries. Yeah, today we are still talking about catfish farming, as you know, and today is the 23rd of September 2022, and very early tomorrow morning I'll be moving some water correctional material and a pH kit to the city of Abuja. Yeah, for those farmers out there that, yeah, here comes the challenge now. Who is the farmer that is always getting it right in their business? I think that person should raise his hand up and will be awarded a certificate. Yeah, not everybody is not an island. Nobody is that perfect. It's only God that is perfect. But in order for us to, at least, he said, try your best and leave the rest as a parent. That means as a way of us to try our best and to leave the rest for God. It's very, very important for you guys to, in everything you are doing in life, there is a space that you need to leave out for nature, which is place to take in every areas of life. Most especially in fish farming, that we are dealing with lot of minerals that we are not the maker, and generally we don't have such equipment in order to make sure that all these minerals are intact in the aqua world. What I mean by this is that fish lives in water, fish cannot do with water, and water lives in sand. So once water is living in the sand and sand is living in the air, which makes nature take care of all the parameters of fish farming, which we cannot quantify. We only made mention about 8 to 9 parameters in fish farming that we do like, or we know how to take care. Not everybody knows how to take care of this. Most of the parameters people really take care of is maybe the pH, that means the hydrogen circuit of the water, that means the pH and the alkalinity of the water. And generally because of my way, and most places I do go to my consultation exercise, it makes me really understand that not everybody even knows the danger of what we call the alkalinity. And alkalinity on its own is of 2 categories, but we don't really care about alkalinity. The only key thing we really care about is the red part of the water. Lots of people are having alkaline water and they are having it very difficult in order to hatch, or when you hatch, it seems very difficult for the fishes to grow well or for you to manage your fishes. So these are very, very tedious, and these are why I asked the question that who are the fish farmers, a breeder that is perfect, who is not making mistakes at all, who is getting it right 100%. It's really, really difficult. In water, because water comes or stays in the sand, that means in solid minerals, this gives, depending on your location now, this now determine the amount of that means the general hardiness, that means the GH of your water, not the constant hardiness. There's what we call the constant hardiness and the general hardiness. Most of the difficulties we have in general hardiness are based on the topographic area of where we are doing our hatchery. That is why you can see, if you are a professional, that's why I asked the question, if you are a professional and you really want to be a professional to the core, I will advise you that if you are in an environment that is not suitable, maybe you have done it and done it and done it for hatchery, or you have been doing hatchery in that particular area and you are using a well or a borehole, and maybe you started having problem, it's sometimes really better for you to hold on so that the general hardiness in that water, that means the solids in that topographic area, maybe it has lead to some of the solid that are giving your hatchery problem. So you need to hold on and let it stay a little bit, then you continue. then you will start having back a perfect result. This, what I'm into now, is cumbersome, so I will just need to shorten it and to tell you the purpose of my today's tutorial. Because if I should dive into this in another 3 hours or 5 hours, I will be talking, because there are a lot of things involved. So what really happened is that if you are talking about your pH, that means the potential hydrogen of your water, I'm talking about what we call the acidity. Maybe you are having enough acidity in your water level is highly low, and it gives rooms for acidity. So what you do is that you have to soften the water back. You have to put some soft material in order to boost it back to neutral, which is 7. As we all know that the hydrogen, the potential hydrogen level started from 0 to 14. But if you are having an alkaline water, that means you are having maybe a too much soft water. So what you do is that if you're having a too much soft water, what you do is that you have to put an hardened solid that will take it back to neutral. So people need to get this right. That is where people are confused. And what are the added material that will make your water comes back to neutral from alkaline? There you need what we call the acid. Now you will need acid, because once your water is too soft, you need acid. You will need once your water is too soft, you need acid to boost it back. But once your water is too hard, you need softenant to boost it up. What are the softenant? Those are the alkaline. We call softenant alkalinity, and we call acidity adding substance. So if you are having this, again really determine the GH of your water. That means the topographic area of your water really determine the amount of solid you have in that water, in order for your fishes to do what? To have more minerals. That means to have more minerals in the water that can sustain them. What are the minerals in the water? We have the natrite, we have the nitrate, we have the ammonia, which have to be of some levels, because these are what we call, we have the good bacteria and we have the bad bacteria. Once you can allow a very natural environment for your water, the good bacteria setting. You have a lot of good bacteria in your water. And what are the good bacteria? The good bacteria can grow in your water easily. That is what we call the zooplasm and phytoplasm. These are good bacteria. These forms in water that are natural and very, very good, so that your fishes can see one or two things to feed up in the water to boost their immune system to fight against the bad bacteria. But once you have already killed your the level of the good bacteria, what can boost the immune system of your fishes in the water? You can kill it by when your water is highly acidic, when you have a very lower GH in your water. That means the GH in your water is very, very low. This can really kill those immune system of your fishes and automatically make your fishes restless, and infection and diseases can set in, and you started having a very great problem. So that is why you talk about the KH of your water. That means the constant hardiness of your water, which you need to check. So what are the KH of your water? Some of the KH of your water are some of the solid you introduced into the water and are harmful to your fishes. So they must be at a par. There's an equilibrium now that has to be set in. That means it must not be too high, it must not be too low. So that is why it is defined in my book. If you have my book titled The Catfish Hatchery and France Management, you can see the table there. The table tells you the percentage of where all these minerals has to be when you have all the parameters with you to check. So this is where I'm going today. Today I'll be taking some water correctional materials which will work for your acidity, will work for your alkalinity, will work for your general hardiness and your KH. That means we work totally for your hardiness. So what really happens is that if your water is acidity, if you have an acidic water, there is a tendency that the acidity in the water will affect most of the general hardiness in your water, will lower heat, and this your fishes may not sustain in the water. So what you need to do is that as you are treating the acidity of your water, you will be treating the general hardiness of your water. So this has to be at a par. So how will it be at a par? Some of the water correctional materials we supply to people takes care of virtually 5 to 6 parameters of your water. It takes care of your pH of your water. It takes care of your GH of the general hardiness of your water. It buffers your nitrite of your water to a level, and the nitrate of your water to a level. So this makes your fishes in order to sustain in that area based on your result. Based on the result we got from you, that is where we have to work out these water parameters materials for you that will work for you, depending on what you have, the topographic area you have, because the topographic area where you are getting your water source really determine the source of water you get and the level of your water. So today I'll be taking some water correctional material to this is being concord. These are my wonderful seashell and lot of minerals, which is organic materials. They are organic material mixed all together that I'll be sending to the city of Abuja today. So I'll be sending that alongside with what we call the liquid tester. That means the liquid pH tester. As you know, my liquid pH tester takes for your potential hydrogen. That means it takes for your pH, that is 10 mil. Yeah, it takes for your acidity and your alkalinity. So this is what you use in testing for your acidity and your alkalinity. And for most people, because of the source of their water, they are getting their water. Some are using pipe bore water, some are using flowing water. Some of the flowing water may be treated, which you don't know, because there's a lot of farm I do go to that we supply fishes. When we supply the fishes, maybe the owner will call us that the fishes are having problems, so maybe they are dying. It happens like that to a client I supplied to. I supplied the fish. He said the fishes died. The next day I was there, I saw that they are dead. I was thinking these are active fishes, and the remaining fishes are even in the pond in my house. So I have to take another fish there. The next second day, I put it inside. The third day, they called me that the fishes is dead. So the third day, going there, I have to go with my kit. I have to go with at least 5 parameters of my kit. So by the time I got there, I discovered that the water source is being treated with what we call chlorine. Chlorine is very, very good for your fishes. Why? What is chlorine used for? Chlorine is used to sterilize and to disinfect your water, so that all the bad bacteria in your water will be wiped up. So how do you use chlorine? You can use chlorine by, after you might have used your chlorine materials to treat the water, you have to test the level, and you have to leave it for evaporation. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, sometimes you say 48 hours for it to, depending on the substance, the level of chlorine you impute in the water. So what really happens is that by the time you leave it and evaporation takes place, the chlorine diffuses. Once it gets diffuses, you need to use a kit to check if the level of your chlorine is plain or pure. So by the time I check this, I need to hold on for that to happen. I have to have some chemicals into it in order to soften or take care of the chlorine. Then we now added fishes, and now advise them that if they want to do pond, they should just eliminate the borehole they are using. They should just go get another borehole, or allow the chlorine in the borehole to get out and test it before we start operation. So this is going with what we call the chlorine and the Bauman parameters kit 2. The 2 will be going to Abuja, and in here we have the chart. This is the chart for the chlorine. For the pH, we talks about from 0 to 14. So this is the acidity level, and this is the alkaline level, and this is the neutral level, which is, you can see the omission of 7. So that means if you are having a water from 6.5 to like 8, you can still manage it. It's still good. You can still a little bit manage it. But if you have 7 in constant, you are baba. And this is the chart for the chlorine. The level of your chlorine comes this way. If you have this level, that means you have no chlorine substance at all. If you have this level, that means this can be wiped up in another 12 hours. If you have this level, this tell you this can be wiped out in 48 hours. If you have this level, this one you have to hold on for at least 3 days for it to get totally evaporate from your water. So I'll be sending this alongside to the city of Abuja too as well. I hope you are learning 1 or 2 things from this program, most especially if you are a newbie, and that is the essence of this most of my tutorial. They are expensive tutorial that you cannot get anywhere. You can really get it based on the activity, our daily activities. That is where you can get it. I cannot even sit down in a day and start talking about this. I'm just making it open to you guys because it's part of our activity. So it is very, very scarce to get such information. So this will be going to the city of Abuja today, and the water correctant material. So today I'll be sending just 2 water correctant material. I'll be sending what we have here, our Concord seashell, and the other organic material, which is going. This is it. So this one, I'll be packing this into this nylon. So these are organic material that will be going alongside, and in here I'll be taking this too as well. This is not organic. This is a little bit of chemical rich, and this is what we call the bicarbonate of soda. For those of you who do not know what we call that, this is what we call the bicarbonate of soda. And inside the bicarbonate of soda, I'll be putting the kit. Why all these are important is that you need to check your water on a daily basis if you really want to go into hatchery proper, because presently there are lot of activities in hatchery. The fishes are dying drastically because of the weather. The weather is really changing. Rain is falling. As we all know, majorly rains are acidic, and these are really affecting breeder. Not all breeder is affecting me too as well, but we are trying our best to make sure that we get all our parameters right, or works on our parameters, and try to use what we call our probiotic method on how to disinfect our water, on how to disinfect our fishes. Disinfecting your water and disinfecting your fishes will do a lot of things, helps your fishes in not losing their immune system and doing better for you. So for those of you who have not gotten virtually most of our materials, or you are outside Nigeria, I have about 10 or 20 people, about 15 people talking to me. They are off Nigeria and need some of my materials. That means at the ebooks, you can get it in seller.com, and I'll put a link where you can get it in Amazon too as well. It's in Amazon. You can get it in seller.com. These are platforms that you can pay and you download. These are easy, so you may not, because of getting the money into my account, it may be difficult in your country. So you can get it on Amazon, or you can get it on seller.com. So we have a lot of materials for you on fish farming that will guide you. And again, I told you, a software is coming out for you guys. This is banger. If you are into hatchery, if you are into grow out and melange farming, the banger is coming out for you, which you don't need to stress yourself no more. What you just need is just to press a button, and this will be telling you automatically the profit and loss account and how to feed your fishes, how your fishes are doing, which this will direct you on how to be weighing it on a regular basis. So with this, you will know the FCR of your fishes, and you can correct it. You can ask expert on how to tell you, my fishes is not doing well, there should be a so amount of weight. We are selling weight, we are not selling fishes. I was telling somebody yesterday, when he tells me that the fishes, some fishes are big and some fishes are small, and I'll tell them to weigh them. So by the time they do the weighing, those big ones are brought in maybe in 3 weeks before the other one. So those one weigh about 250 grams an average weight, and the other one weighs 220 grams. To me, that big one is not really doing well, because so you need to know that we are selling weight, we are not selling fish. So make sure that your fishes get the required weight. And by the time I asked for their formulation, I noticed that what can really even give their fishes more weight in the formulation is very low. So I need to boost it up so that they should give it more 3 weeks and sell it off. So that is what we are talking about. There's a banger coming, which I hope you will tap into very soon. And thank you so much, and God bless you all. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure that you always subscribe. Make sure that you watch to the end. So thank you, and God bless you all.